Badgers continue their winning ways in conference. An overtime win in Iowa City to improve to 2-0 in the Big Ten. And on Thursday night, the Badgers stepped out of conference and broke open a close game in the final 14 minutes en route to a 78-56 victory against Lehigh. Coming up on today's show, we'll hear from Badgers head coach Greg Gard. We'll also check in with sophomore guard Chucky Hepburn. All of that coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report. Chucky in the lane, inside feed of Siege. He catches low on the left, goes up, no, rebound, slam dunk, Carter Gilmore. Gilmore there with the flush, and we're tied at 23. The Siege teach Klesman right side, bounce pass Wall, right of the lane, out to Connor, flips a three, right side, book. Back-to-back three-point hits for Connor as Siege, and the Badgers take the lead.
At that time, we were really just trying to find a way to bring our own energy. And so we were just out there, just trying to give each other, something to, be able to be that energy spark. And it just kind of fell into that place that, those shots were kind of that energy booster. But, the guys were getting me open too. So, it's really a couple guy team thing, that really gave us that spark.
For Connor, we all know he can shoot. We all know he can score. And he's came along defensively great for us. And he's improving every day. And I think just the way he moves off the ball makes our lives a lot easier, and he's a great cutter, and obviously we know he can do from beyond the arc.
Chucky at the top with the shot clock at 10. Chucky turns down the screen from Crowell, left of the lane, out to Steven, up top 4-3, good again. Oh, the Badgers on fire now from the three-point line. Badgers on a 10-point run. Chucky goes behind the back on the dribble. Chucky spinning left of the lane to the rim, reverse layup, good for Chucky Hepburn. As the Badgers are pulling away, this game was close throughout. It is close no longer.
We just got to show up every day, get better, 1 through 16, and that's what we got to do. That's something we did last year, and that showed when it came down to the end of the season with our record and how we were playing. So we just got to keep taking it day by day and continue to get better.
This is Wisconsin basketball, and Wall with a steal. Tyler with the pulpit, down the lane, slam dunk. Now it's Jordan Davis for three on the right side, and he sticks it. With two, Hepburn down, off the glass. Chucky right of the paint, behind the back pass, Crowell for three, straight on, straight in. Let's have a party, Badger Nation. You have yourselves a Big Ten champion.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy, cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
Inbounding will be Hepburn, right corner, finds Jordan Davis, open three, left pocket off the rim, no good. Rebound, Carter Gilmore underneath, he's in jail, out to Chucky, turns to Connor Resesian. He'll drive, pull up, pop left of the lane, no good. Rebound, Gilmore again, crashing, up and in! Oh my goodness! Some grown man's work inside from Carter Gilmore. Wall with a bounce for Crowell, top of the circle with Robracha on him. Crowell feeds Resesian, left side three on the way, he hit it! Connor Resesian for three, and the lead is 8 for the Badgers. 69-66. 2:05 left in overtime. Tyler Wall out high for three, and the tie, got it! Tyler Wall with a triple. We're tied at 69.
I didn't know I was taking it as a cross half court. I got a ball screen, and that was what was pretty open. I hit a couple shots before then, so I was let it fly.
Out to Davis, left wing, 7 to shoot. Davis feeding Crowell, left of the lane, 4 to shoot. Crowell backing, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Crowell up right hand, got it! Stephen Crowell with a shot clock winding down. 74-73 Wisconsin. 45 seconds left in overtime.
And like I said, shout out to Jordan for telling me when the shot clock was out, I would have never probably got a shot up. So I think last year I probably wouldn't have made that, but as I saw today, I went in and I'm grateful for it.
Klesmit looking, rolling to his left, inbounds pass, back to Klesmit, lead feed of Resesian, Connor down the lane, sends it in! 4.9 seconds left. Badgers up 3, 78-75. Hawkeyes need a 3. Here's Bowen across half court, goes up, right side, in and out, no good! And the Badgers hang on as it rattled out for Patrick McCaffrey, and the Badgers win it in overtime.
Guts and grit of this team, that's what we're all about, and that's why I love this team. No matter if shots are falling or not, that's what we're going to do. We're going to battle.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
It's a topic that comes up maybe about every year at this time, but there are always players who are going through it for the first time. That topic is a flurry of games, 3 days, 3 games, such as was the case at the Battle for Atlantis. A lot of high-profile, very close games during and after that. And now, as you get toward the mid to late part of December, it's 3 games in 15 days. Final exams, they have school stuff here and all of that. So it's the topic of rest, keeping the edge, all of those challenges that every coach faces, as we're joined now by head coach Greg Gard. I've mentioned we've been around this a long time. You obviously as a coach, and just for those of us who are observers, we've seen the movie. Connor Resesian's going through it for the first time. Final exams, all of that. Is that one of the, you have any number of challenges, but this is one of the more significant ones, making sure that there's rest, obviously the academics, and yet staying as sharp as you can?
Yeah, that's it's a challenge, Matt, to try to, as you mentioned, keep the edge, and I think, but also be cognizant of what they're going through. Not only the game load that we've been on and practice load consecutively, but also the academic load ramps up. As I could tell on our last road trip, that more guys with laptops, longer periods of time in front of them, and those type of things, and taking exams from the road. So just keeping those things in mind and understanding there's a balance. We'll shorten maybe our workouts a little bit, or our practices here as we enter in and go into finals week. But at the same time, the thing I'll talk to them about, or have talked to them about, is making sure you keep that edge and don't now's not the time to step off the gas. There'll be a time maybe in between over around Christmas where we'll get 3 consecutive days off where we can exhale a little bit. But I think you do it by your tempo, you keep in practice and things you remind them of, but also you got to keep the human element in mind, and what they are going through is real.
If Stu Jackson was the first coach, I think, and Steve Yoder, I'm sure it was a concern there too, but Stu really talked about it openly. When you have that game right before Christmas or the one right after Christmas, there's a little bit of a break there. You can see family. You maybe eat a little more than you should. Those were games that really had him maybe more nervous than others. You're nodding your head. You've been there.
Yeah, there was knowing that was one of the biggest things when I was doing scheduling back in the day, that who we played, how we strategically put those games before and after finals, because you can just tell, you can see not only the holidays coming up, but just the academic fatigue that comes with just a thrust of things that are due and exams and cramming and all those things. As much as we tell them not to procrastinate, just like you and me, man. When went through college, you're up late with your Mountain Dew, cramming to the very end.
Very true.
Just keeping all those things in mind and trying to help them the best we can.
Touched on it. I know ideally you guys would have had games where you win by a lot and some guys get to play. Other team obviously has a little something to say about it. But in these practices, is this a big opportunity for a guy like a Chris Hodges, for a guy like a Marcus Silver? I mean, you do it when you can during the course of the season. Maybe a little more opportunity now.
Yeah, there are. We've kind of referred to them. I've labeled them bowl practices, as football uses these practices to develop, and we've done that. We've already done it here, in the last couple of weeks. So there'll be more opportunities for those guys to get more reps, and specifically with our stuff and our system, because they're running so much scout team stuff from week to week. It changes, so get them a chance to dive into our stuff, and really there'll be a day or two where it'll look like basketball camp. We'll have stations set up and rotate through, so we'll have some fun with it.
All these close games, I know you started to refer to this group as team drama, which seems to be a spot-on, perfect way to describe this group. But going back even to last year to this, your team's record in close games, there's always all these metrics, and luck, pops up now and then. But when your record is as good as it is, it's got to be more than that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the thing that helps these guys is that we emphasize every possession matters, whether it's in the first 5 minutes or the last 5 seconds. So just having that, our mindset doesn't change. They understand they're all of importance and of extreme importance. And obviously the end of game opportunities, they get the highlights. That's what everybody talks about or shows on TV, etc. But just understanding, play every possession, and don't ride too high or ride too low. If things don't go well, we can't, like when we got tied to go to overtime, we can't sulk and worry about what happened. We got to get ready for the next 5 minutes and play them the best we can.
I asked Chucky about that. This was before even the Iowa game. He says he just gets the sense that no one speeds up too much when you get into these games, and I think the proof is in the video. Like, you don't see a free throw is going to get missed now and then. There's going to be some basketball things, but it's not by feeling like you have to jack up a shot 3 seconds into a shot clock. They're still running their stuff. Right?
Yeah, they understand. I think that's the importance of how we approach every day, every possession, everything we do. When we get in those pressure situations, so to speak, how we approach it and our process doesn't change. So they're not. I think when you get caught, maybe panicking is when something gets out of the norm or you overreact to something. So I try to, as much as possible, keep a calm demeanor on the sideline and in the huddles. There'll be times when I have to push a few buttons emotionally, but for the most part, it's just, hey, we got to move on to next, and let's correct what didn't go well, keep repeating what did go well, and keep pushing forward.
All right, says the Badgers, they've had all these close games. I guess buckle up. Probably a lot more of those coming up in the future as well. We'll take a break. We'll have more as this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report continues.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Clearly, this team has caught fans' attention in the best kind of way. The start the Badgers are off to, and there are many, many reasons that the fans are interested, including this guy, Chucky Hepburn, as they watch as a freshman, watched him blossom, and now as a sophomore. I know last year was a lot of fun, Chucky, but this year with a different cast of characters in a lot of ways. You guys got to be, it's one game after another down to the wire. Do you ever get used to that? Your expression doesn't change much out on the floor. Do you just kind of expect, okay, here we are, another game. It's probably going to go down to the last couple minutes?
Yeah, for sure. You know, every game is a battle for us. We know that going into the game. We don't take no teams lightly. We got to take it to them serious. We got to approach the game serious too. So we just try to do our best. You know, sometimes like on Tuesday night, we probably should have made a lot more free throws. Probably would have saved us a little heart attack, especially Coach. He's getting a little older now, so yeah.
It is one of those deals where it is like last year all over again. Now you've played in pressure games in high school, right? State championship settings. Fans who watch it get nervous. I'm sure the coaches. When you're in the midst of it all, are nerves ever a part of it, or you just go play?
Yeah, we just go play. Especially that's the thing I like about this team. You know, they just play. They don't get nervous. They don't get sped up. They just calm down, play, just take some deep breaths, and we just locked in.
Give us your perspective of this team, how it's grown from when you guys were together before you went to France, learning to play off of one another. How far have you guys come from the summer to where you are now?
For sure, absolutely. You know, one of the persons I could say that really took a big stride was Connor Sejan. He's definitely gotten a lot tougher, and that's something I love from him. We all knew that if he wanted to play, he's going to have to show that toughness. And him doing that on the court kind of inspires us all to go out and play like that. So, you know, when everybody's doing on the court, you know, it just makes us a tougher team to beat.
Always people talk about the defensive end. I'm sure I asked you this last year as a freshman. I tend to ask a lot of freshmen this because they see the scoring ability, the adjustments that you need to make in most cases from high school to college. Is that still the biggest challenge? Did you find that last year, just understanding what's required by the coaches of the defensive
absolutely.
end?
You know, something that that wasn't a big problem in high school was getting over screens, because I was going against like 6'4", 6'5" bigs, but now it's like last year it was Kofi Coburn, and like oh my gosh. So that was probably one of the biggest adjustments that I had to make, was fighting through screens, and still learning. It's still a big process, and I'm gonna take it day by day.
I would think too, in your case, you're stronger than you were a year ago, and Connor will be stronger next year. That's a big part of this too, just the weight room, the stuff that maybe isn't glamorous at all, but it's critical, that allows you to be able to do things you need to do out here.
Yeah, for sure. That's what our first mindset is when we first get onto campus in the summer. We take the weight room serious in the summer more than we do in the season, so that our body's prepared for the season.
It's a heck of a stretch. I've talked to some of your teammates about it. I mean, the 3 games in the Bahamas, and then you get the ACC Challenge, Big Ten ACC Challenge, Wake Forest. You get Marquette, 2 Big Ten games. Is there? I mean, that's why you're here, right? I mean, but most cases you might have a program that's not as good as the stretch that you've played in. That's why you're here? I mean, is it fun? Would you like, man, it's like one tough game after
Absolutely.
another?
That's what you come here. Something that you've always dreamed of as a kid, playing in the big stages and playing against high-level teams like that. So we definitely take every game seriously, but we definitely love the better, more challenging games.
Do you remember? I'm going to ask Connor Sejan this question too. Like, you're welcome to the Big Ten moment. You kind of alluded to it with fighting over screens, but did you run into some haymaker screen? Was it Kofi, somebody else?
Yeah,
like,
it's fun.
Yeah, I'm in college now.
It's funny you asked that. Me, Tyler, were just talking about that practice last week. The very first game, Big Ten game last year, was against Indiana. and Xavier Johnson was just handing it to me. You know, I wasn't expecting that. And then I picked up 2 early fouls, and I had to sit down. And then I was just in my head a lot that night. So you know, that was definitely a wake-up call to me.
Yeah, everybody goes through it. The other thing too, Chuck, I wondered in your case last year. Obviously, Johnny Davis, Player of the Year. Brad Davison, been around a long time. But now I'm guessing that if you're not at the top of the opponent's scouting report, you're pretty close. Has there been an adjustment there? I mean, obviously you wouldn't know it because the way you've been stroking the basketball here lately and hitting these shots. But have you noticed the difference in how teams come after you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I was going through my shooting slump, I saw like I want to say USC. They kind of were falling back a little bit, and when I went through my head, finally started knocking down shots again. Like last Tuesday night, Maryland I could just hear the bench kind of like talking about get up, get into the ball, like just get a lot of pressure into them. So you know, I could definitely hear it.
I always like to hear guys talk about being in the zone, which in the Marquette game, especially when you can do it on the road, there's just something extra noticeable about that. What's that like? Because those were a couple of deep launches, but it seemed like you knew it right on the release that it was going down. Right?
For sure, yeah. You know, it's just definitely one of those moments where I just in the zone. You know, it feels like the rim is just like an ocean. You know, wherever I shoot is going in, and I definitely felt that. And I was out for a long time in the second half, but you know, it felt like that in the second half as well.
I want to ask you about that because you were out for a long time. You're getting yourself right after having to leave the game early in the second half against Marquette. When you came back in, did you need a couple trips down the floor? It's like, okay, I'm all right, I can do this, and just to get your body completely loose to be able to finish the game?
No, our strength coach had me running up and down in the hallway, so I knew I'd be able to finish the game out, and I was actually sweating before I even checked in, so I was definitely ready to go.
I know the head coach didn't think he wasn't expecting you to be able to come back. When you had to leave the floor, and even a couple of minutes after that, did you think you had a chance to get back in?
No, honestly, I did not. It was probably about like 10 minutes left to go in the second half, and I was just in pain, like couldn't move a lot. And then I had to give props to my strength coach because you know he got me right. And I want to say I came back with like 6 minutes left to go or something like that. You know, I felt good. You know, I wasn't 100%, but you know, I felt good enough to go.
Your teammates, well, a couple of them said when they saw you come back, they knew everything was going to be okay. There's what you do on the floor, but there's an intangible. Did you get a sense that the guys were lifted when you got back in there?
Absolutely. You know, I saw a couple of looks in the guys' face, and they were like, "Yes, we're good. We're about to win this."
Final question for you, and we've seen it obviously most notably last March against Purdue. When the game is in the balance in the last 15, 20 seconds, that's a dream scenario for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, it's something you've always dreamed of as a kid. You know, definitely got to get smarter at the type of the shot selection I choose. But you know, definitely something you dreamed of as a kid, having the ball in your hands with the last shot of the game.
Yeah, well, it's fun to watch, man. May there be a few more here in your future.
Hopefully not, actually.
Yeah, right. But we'll assume there will be. That's probably the best way of putting it. That's Chucky Hepburn. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The non-conference schedule continues for the Badgers coming up on Friday night at home against Grambling State. And we'll check in with Badgers head coach Luke Fickell as Wisconsin gets ready for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl against Oklahoma State. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking
Right now, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership with code Mahomes.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.